This is WOMMLP operating out of Burlington, Vermont, 105.9 The Radiator. Good evening, it's The Rocket Shop. I'm your host, Tom Proctor, and with me tonight is Luminous Crush. Hello.
Hi.
Oh,
Hello, how's it going this evening?
great. How are you doing, Tom?
Good. So sorry that I came in a little late, that's on me, rushing back from Montpelier this evening. We always like kicking it off with a song, so what have you guys got for us?
Well, here's a little song that we wrote called The One Who Got Away. Mm-hmm. And usually it's got a little medley that involves a pop song that we won't name, but we're just going to do the straight up non-medley version tonight. Ready? Mm-hmm. All right. 2, 3, 4. I got a problem. Yes, you're better than me. I'm gonna blow you away. This time, no witnesses will know this crime. This time, I will be the one who got away. See, no one will testify against me. You'll see, I will be the one who got away. This way, nobody has to lift a finger. This way, why won't someone tell me how it ends? I got a problem, I'm gonna blow you. Why won't someone tell me how it ends? I got a problem, I'm gonna blow you. Why won't someone tell me how it ends? Got a problem, I'm gonna blow you. Why won't someone tell me how it ends? I will be the one who got away.
All right, Luminous Crush there with the one who got away. Yes. Is that part song, part murder confession?
Well, geez, I don't know. My mom would say that I wrote that song about an ex of mine, but we don't want to get into that because I don't necessarily know that I did.
Okay.
It's coincidental.
So your mum thinks you wrote it about someone specifically, but you just wrote it about a general person.
My mom assigns that to that song in particular, but
okay.
I can't say whether it's true or not.
I mean, what's the history behind the song? When did you write this?
Oh my goodness, that was one of the first songs back in the early Luminous Crush days. I was just doing digital music production, and I came up with like a cool. Actually, it was originally I wrote it on the ukulele. Mm-hmm. I was playing Laura's uke, and it was upside down because it was lefty. But I figured out a cool finger picking pattern to do on it. So that's kind of the genesis of that one back when I was messing around in a right-handed uke, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
And you guys have been going for a minute now, 9 years, I believe.
Just about, yeah.
Yes.
2015.
Yes.
That's what we said.
Mm-hmm.
5 albums. Is that correct, or am I missing a few?
There's a couple bootlegs in there.
Okay.
There's some. I think, or was it actually 6? I don't know. There's an EP. Does that count?
There's an EP, but there is a bootleg too.
It's whatever you guys count as an album, but you brought out 7 records or 6 records, something like that.
And we're working on a new one now, which will be number 8, I think, or 7. I'm really bad at math. I'm sorry. I can't even know.
Well, it all depends on what you define an album as.
Okay. Well, very, very prolific. So yeah, what's how how do you how are you so successful about getting an album out or a record out every single year? That's very impressive. Is that something that comes naturally to you guys, or do you kind of really make sure that that's like a benchmark for you guys each year?
I think we just kind of throw everything at the wall. Just speaking personally, we have our own little studio, right? So
Yeah.
it's so easy in the DIY era with like all the software and technology that's available, just to like anytime you write a song, put it out there. And that's to say we have a lot of stuff that I would consider, maybe a little bit not subpar, but a little cringy or like totally not polished. But we don't care. We just kind of throw it all out there and just say like, that's a new album, and now let's move on and do something new.
We usually have like a thing that goes on where one of us will just randomly start writing songs, show it to the other person, and then that other person will start.
Yeah, that will inspire the
They start writing, and it's like it's not necessarily a competition. Maybe a little bit.
A little bit of a competition.
Friendly
It's not
competition.
a competition.
Oh,
yeah.
you wrote a song, so yeah, okay. And then you come back. And it's not like it happens like consciously, but like it's funny, like it just does. And then all of a sudden before we know it, we have 12 or 14 songs, and let's release it, So
Let's throw that together and we'll get on to the next one. So do you feel that there are themes in each album, or is it just kind of like, oh, right, it's the next 12 songs that we wrote. That's now the
that's
album.
a very good question.
Well, the most recent album.
Yeah, it's more
Should I just speak
thematic.
on the mic, by the way, like when we're just conversing? I don't-
Yes, if you could.
Okay.
good,
Because otherwise we can't hear you on
Oh,
the
that
Can you
makes
hear
sense.
us?
Right, it's not just a room mic.
Yes.
Yeah, this last one, Farewell to the Rainbow Cattle Company, is more thematic than any of the other ones, which were more just sort of like a throw together. And we wanted to make it, we wanted to feature some of our support musicians that usually play with us, because normally when we do albums, we do all of it ourselves, and then when we go to play live, it really is hard to emulate. So our most recent album features our pedal steel player and our bass player, and it has more of an alt country feel. That tends to be what we tend to play out, even though we're a dream pop band in the studio. It's kind of interesting. Yeah.
We've gone through a number of like changes or iterations or whatever throughout the years, and we started as a bluegrass band, but then now like my favorite thing to do with you, Lorby, is, and I'm sorry I call her Lorby, but it's just to do our little in studio numbers. So the challenge is always trying to figure out a way to emulate that in a live setting, and it's really easy when it's just the two of us because we can just play acoustically and do our songs and just get right at the heart of the song. But when we try to like recreate that album, that studio sound, it's always a little bit more of a challenge. So we have to figure out like different personnel to bring in, and all those kind of things.
Yeah. So you're saying this latest album is more thematic. What is that theme?
Well, I think it's never like intentionally thematic, I don't think, but I think, well, you should maybe, Bay, if you want to speak to it a little bit. It's sort of a very important album for you if you want to bring it up.
Well, okay. I would say the theme of the album for me is, how do I put this?
Coming into your own.
No, it's...
No, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Circle back. No, I had an answer kind of like locked and loaded, but it's not really there.
I think it's an album about courage and just becoming who you are. And for me, there's one song in the album that I wrote called So Brave. And it's like, I think that's the theme of the album, having courage to be who you are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the theme for me. How about you?
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Mm-hmm. So I feel like our approach to albums changes each time we do one, right? Like, I am the kind of person who, when I do a song in the studio, I try to like craft it to perfection, and then by the time I'm done and I've listened to it like 10 or 15 times, I'm just so ready to move on. So our approach is always changing. On the most recent album, I wanted the theme of the album to be the moment that we were in at that time, meaning like just recording in my kitchen with a wood stove going, getting our pedal steel friend to come over and play, and getting our bass player to come over and play, and just having it be just like a little capsule of that moment in time. So I don't know if there's like an actual theme as far as like a topic, but for me it's more like capturing that moment, and then that'll just be locked in time, and then we move on to the next thing, and it's going to be something completely different, I think.
Is it is it because while you were creating this album, there was a specific moment in your life that you're trying to lock in, that you're trying to crystallize?
Well, yeah. So there are a couple for me. Just speaking on me personally, there are a couple songs on the album that feel really autobiographical in the sense that I've only just recently come out as a trans person, and doing this kind of to my family and letting through the magic of song, like giving a little bit of a diary entry about those moments, you know. I don't know how much more I can say about it, but it's kind of a way to be like, okay, this is the way I'm feeling about this. I've already told you that this is what I am. This is who I am. And speaking to Laura or my friends, my family, anybody I know, like who knew me as something, now they're knowing me as something else. It's like, here, I'm gonna lock this moment in time as this is what I'm feeling in that moment, and this is why I'm letting you know now. And this is, I don't know, yeah, that's about all I can really say about it. But
I think it's one of your more vulnerable creations of the songs that you sharing on this song.
Yeah,
tend
for
to be
more autobiographical.
Yeah, and just
the lyrics are a little
vulnerable.
bit more straightforward, and I tend to write really opaque lyrics most of the time.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, when you came out, I'm assuming you didn't just send your mum an MP3 file and be like, all right, listen to that.
Check this out, Mom. And
yeah, check this out.
Take what you will from it. No.
Write a review afterwards. Just let me know.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. No, I mean, I was very straightforward with them.
Bay, have you been quite vulnerable with the music that you've created before? You just mentioned that you're kind of opaque with your lyrics. Are you generally quite vulnerable with the music that you make? I mean, going back prior to this album.
No, mysterious.
If anything,
I'm like the literal one. Like I'll
Right.
just say exactly what I'm feeling, and so that's a good balance between us usually. But now it's shifting.
Well, yeah, maybe for sure. I mean, since I've started
We're all
hormone therapy, like I definitely am more like literally in touch with my feminine side. It's a good thing.
yeah, that's good.
I mean, but in the past, yeah, the records I've made have been like full of bravado and, you know, like swagger and stuff like that, which is great. It's good. There's a place for that, but I just don't feel it as much anymore. And I'm glad that I don't, in fact, because it's pretty cringy listening back to some of the old stuff where it was like hey,
it's all part of the
check out
journey.
how
I
cool
think.
I am.
I mean, I think we're all growing as humans. So like we're always going to be like representing in a different way. I think.
For sure.
You know.
Does that mean that it's always the latest album or latest record that you guys produce is your favorite, or do you have a favorite from one of your other previous 5?
I have favorite
releases?
songs.
What's your favorite? Oh, songs. Yeah.
But I think I kind of alluded to it before. After I've listened to a song like so many times in the studio, just trying to get it right, I'm just ready to move on. Like it's like, let's do the next thing now. So yeah, we're always trying to write new stuff, and it's always like, it's just kind of a cheesy cop out of an answer, but it's like the thing I'm working on at that moment is more of my favorite thing, and I'll listen to that and get like, so stoked on it, and then by the time I'm done with it, be like, that's enough of that one. Let's do something new now.
Yeah, because you spend hours and hours in the studio tweaking things in minute ways where I'll just show up and like do my part.
A couple
See
tracks
you.
and then get out.
Call me when it's done.
Now get back into the studio, Bay. Do the production.
So for me, when I listen to the songs, I'm a follower of us on Spotify, and I like hearing all of our songs come up randomly because they're so different. But I definitely feel like it's all Luminous Crush, even though they're all really different. But
I'm not gonna lie, when a Luminous Crush song comes on your Spotify playlist, I go like, please fast forward it. I'm so not wanting
you've
to
heard it enough. Yeah.
So Laura, do you have a particularly favorite album or a moment in the Luminous Crush history where you're like, yeah, we were on fire then?
Yeah, I think I really have to say our first album is my favorite because just, I guess maybe for nostalgic reasons, it was a big changes were happening in both of our lives then, and that was 2016 or something, 2015. And that was my favorite album because it was just, we were really new, and everything felt really, really exciting and amazing, and just like, yeah. But I love, and since then, I really love all of the stuff, but for me, our first album, Lumina,
It was
still
really
my
special.
favorite.
It was like a
Yeah,
really
yeah.
special feeling because we recorded in a spot that we've never been to since, and it was just that new discovery of you and I like learning each other's styles and falling in love with each other.
Yeah, and we figured out that our voices we loved singing together, and it was very magical. So yeah,
we still do in some ways.
Yeah.
Sorry.
How did you two meet in the first place? How did Luminous Kush come to be?
Ooh,
In the bluegrass band.
that's right. The Bondville Boys. That was where we met. It was a bluegrass band in southern Vermont.
And like,
That's where Bill Conley, your
Bill was not a member of that band, but he was kind of adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was Tom Morris and Jake Geppert were the founding members. And we also had a bass player. His name is Christian Hines, and he is with us currently
with us.
in Luminous Crowd.
that's it. Sorry, Christine Hyde. Yeah, was part of that group. And so you two kind of merged out of that.
yeah,
we did,
we
exactly.
we kind of yeah. We neither one of us. I'm not really I love the genre of bluegrass, but I only got into it because it was easy to play and lots of people around me were playing it, and I like the harmonies, and I just love like the freshness and the ease of it. But really, I'm like I'm more of a my love of music is more along the lines of pop, rock, punk, new wave, and more electronic stuff. But I don't know how to play those instruments. I play the acoustic guitar, so I end up in acoustic bands. But
Yeah, but
that's
you, as far as being a rhythm guitar player for a bluegrass band, you got some serious chops, girl.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. I try.
I mean, that's a classical guitar right now, so you're not playing bluegrass on that thing.
This guitar is beat up, but I love the way it sounds. So,
Some of the best guitars are beat up.
yeah,
A lot more
absolutely.
personality to
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah.
This thing's been through some.
Well, talking of how you two still harmonize so well, it's about time for another song. So
That sounds good.
Please.
Yeah. We're going to I think we'll do one from our new album.
yeah.
And it's a song called Comfort for Freedom. And it's from Farewell to the Rainbow Cattle Company. All right.
Desert sky and the high peaks.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. And you want me to do
I'll
that?
carry it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's an A, right?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm so sorry, darling. I gotta redo that. Wait, darling.
You want me to start over?
I'm,
All right.
I was in the complete.
This is live.
completely.
It's real. This has not been pre-recorded. So, song. I could talk about the song like we do in folk music when people are tuning.
Right. Oh, well, I'm more interested in so the name of the album is Farewell to the Rainbow Cattle
Yeah.
Company. What a great name for an album, by
isn't
the way.
it? Thank you.
Who is that? Is that a track on the album?
No, it's completely random in some ways. They wrote a song called Rainbow on the album, which is one of my favorite songs. I just love the song Rainbow. And when I was listening to it, we had another name for the album, which was going to be something having to do with luminous. We always have like a light thing. So I was like, let's do translucence because, lucent. Okay. And then, but then when I was listening to Rainbow, I thought of this. There used to be a club in Brattleboro called the Rainbow Cattle Company, which was famous for having drag shows in a time when it was like not as popular or acceptable as now. And it was called the Rainbow Cattle Company. And I was just like, it just came to me, Farewell to the Rainbow Cattle Company. And I have no idea. I just like the way it sounded.
Well, as soon as you said it, I was like, that's the title for
So,
sure.
anyway,
It does sound like a very modern pop country kind of album name.
it works, right? Good. I'm glad. I'm glad it comes
I'm trying
across.
to think. Who's the guy that wears like the face mask with the tassels coming down?
I don't know.
Orville Peck. Yeah, it sounds like an Orville Peck
Okay.
album
I'll have to check
name.
that out.
Well,
I
that'd be
don't
well.
know.
We'll check
If you
it out.
don't know Orville
know.
Peck, you should definitely give them a listen.
Okay.
Sure.
Them a listen. They are
Okay.
phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, are you tuned? Are we
yeah.
ready
We're
to
tuned,
go?
yeah.
Sorry, the cable
Thank you
was-
for
okay.
hanging with us
Yeah, that
out
was
there
all
in
good.
Radio
Thanks
Land.
for buying me
Okay.
some time.
It lets you know we're human, right? We're not an album. Okay. 1, 2, nice and easy. If it seems they don't want you, you say you don't need them. You'd easily trade in comfort for freedom. The desert sky and the high peaks and the not so lonely highway. If you trade in comfort for freedom,
If you take a chance, try not to mislead them. They'd easily trade in comfort for freedom. African dry lands to the frozen highlands and the not so lonely highway. When you trade in comfort for freedom. Take care of your children, clothe them and feed them. 'Cause the comfort of true love is kind of a freedom. The well-known dirt road and the frozen fields and the not so lonely highway. You trade in comfort for freedom. Trade in comfort for freedom.
All right, Comfort for Freedom there by Luminous Crush off their new album, Farewell to the Rainbow Cattle Company. Tell us a little bit more about this new album. When is it being released?
Well, it already has been. It's been out for a few months now. Actually, no,
It's a soft release.
It was, December 26th of last year, of 2023 was when we put it out.
December 26th, that's an interesting date.
We slipped it right in after
Yes.
Christmas, and maybe so nobody would notice it.
Yeah.
It was too late for the Grammys that year.
Right, it was. But here's the thing: is we're really excited because we did get a artist development grant from
Congrats.
the Vermont Arts Council and the what's the other thing called?
National Endowment for
Thank
the
you.
Arts.
Yes, and so we are going to sort of use the grant to do a mini tour throughout Vermont this summer. Featuring our new album. However, we wanted to create a vinyl.
Yeah.
Because it seems like time for us to do that because we have,
Well, there's a real specific reason, because CD Baby sent out a promotional email saying
it's cheaper right
100
now.
vinyls for, wait, what was it?
$990.
Not 1,000 vinyls.
I don't know.
Whatever it was. It was like a cheap price. We were like, let's
Yeah.
jump on
Yeah,
that.
but then we found out that it has to be under 44 minutes. So this is some boring details for y'all, but like you can't
Cattle
put
Company's too long for a vinyl, it turns out.
So you
Yes.
have to, are you going to chop some songs for the vinyl?
That's what we thought. So we came up with another idea, which is that we're creating an anthology. So the anthology will be
about time.
2 songs from our new album plus all of our other albums.
Yeah,
So,
all the songs,
yeah.
all the albums will be represented
yeah,
by
it's an
one or two
anthology.
songs.
Yeah, we didn't want to take off any of the songs from Farewell to Rainbow Cattle Company, and we just like, hey, this is cool. We've been around for almost a decade. Let's have an anthology.
We owe it to ourselves, really, at this point.
a best of or
Yeah.
Kind of,
all
yeah.
the singles. something
Best
like that.
of, for sure. For all of the chart toppers that we
Yeah.
had.
Are you getting the vinyls created locally? Because there is a vinyl factory
That's
workshop down the
Isn't
roed.
there
from
one in
here.
Burlington?
Should be
We
going
gotta
local?
check it out. We should check it out.
If they can price match the CD Baby one, I shouldn't be
Let's get
plugging.
on that.
You should certainly go ask the pressing plant. Is that what it's called? Bob?
Okay.
Burlington Record Plant.
Let's check them out.
The guy that runs it, Wayland Speed. I
Sure.
think.
Oh,
The band he was in.
that
yes.
was the band. Yeah.
Justin. Yeah. Really lovely fella.
We'd totally rather support a local company, of course. So we'll look
sure.
into that.
Yeah, you can go
Wouldn't
there
that
and
be
watch
something?
it
Watch
happen.
and press our
And I think it's
discs.
only one of like 12 vinyl pressing plants in the country as well. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There are very, very few of them. So
Yeah.
it's kind of weird to have one in Burlington, or very Burlington to have one in Burlington. Really,
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. Yeah.
But that's really cool that you guys might be creating a vinyl.
Yeah.
And going on a little mini tour. So that's
Yeah.
still happening. You're still
Still
using the money to go on
happening,
the
yeah.
mini tour.
That's it. Yeah. So it's part of the grant money is going to go to fund or to pay our supporting musicians, which include Bill Conley,
Yeah.
our pedal steel player, and Christian
Christian.
Hines, our bass player.
Yeah.
And we're also looking for a drummer. So
Yeah.
Anybody knows any drummers out there?
And you might be paying money for them as well.
We
which is-
might-
Well, a very
Such a
small
rare
amount.
thing.
I'm sorry. It has to be someone that really loves our music.
Yeah.
The grant money,
We're not going to ask
it's
you
not
to
going
play
to go
for
that
free,
far.
but
But
Yeah.
no, yeah, we're gonna do do like maybe 6 shows. Well, we already have shows lined up from before, but some of those are just duos, but with the band that you hear on the record, with our band out there on the road in Vermont. So we're looking at some town halls up north, and some places around us where we play too. And
yeah,
Yeah.
So we're way down in Windham County, but we played there quite often, around those parts. But we do rarely get up, north of Middlebury, Burlington area, and up into the northeast. There's a really cool venue up near Craftsbury, and it's just that, we want to get out to more places in VT, and not necessarily that we'll have crowds there, or people that know us, but if we can do a little advertising and generate interest in venues that usually bring in good crowds, then I don't know, get our name out there a little bit more.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. You've done a little bit of kind of touring elsewhere outside of Windham County before now. This is going to be a bit more extensive. Have you got any favorite places? Like what's your like go-to place in Vermont to play? What's your favorite
That's a
place?
good question. I haven't really
we
thought
loved
about
playing at the Underground in
that. Oh, in
Randolph.
That's a really
Yeah.
good spot, yeah.
Anything particularly about it?
We like the energy of places like this and that place.
Yeah, they call it a listening room, which is really kind of
Yeah.
cool. You do get a crowd of people that are interested in listening to music, but they're also full of energy. They dance and stuff. But
Yeah.
a lot of times we'll play at bars and restaurants where we're just more of a background kind of thing, and that's fine. It's practice and it pays money and people do listen. But it's so cool to go to a place where people are really focused on just hearing new music and new original music, especially. It's a pretty sweet and rare thing.
We seek out places where people are interested in hearing new music, and it's often hard to bring our band because those places don't always pay as well as the bars where they want to hear you cover songs. And
I think I saw Radio Bean on your list of places you've
Yeah.
been playing, and so I feel like they're a bit more of a listening route. I mean, I know it's still a bar
Yeah,
and
for
everything.
sure.
it was
but
so fun. Yeah,
it's very focused towards
is.
the musicians as opposed to say like I don't know, Manhattan's downtown
Right.
or
Yeah.
even Nectar's. Even though Nectar's is very much a music
Yeah.
venue, it still feels like it's not quite as
More of a
focused as
scene.
maybe Radio Bean is. So
Yeah,
Radio Bean, it is true. It's like
we
it
loved
seemed like
it.
the time we've only been there once in the last couple of years, but that show, like everybody was really focused on the act, and people were having a good time and talking, and but it just felt like a very supportive crowd that was there to listen to live music, local live music.
yeah. Well, it looks like you guys are all ready to maybe play another song.
We're
so
ready.
you got the ukulele in,
We're always
in
ready
hand,
to
so I
play.
thought maybe we'll try and listen
Yeah.
to one. So what have we got?
we have a song called "Sweet Little Bird," and it's off of Luminous Inc. Right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a little swingy, pretty little song for a bird.
Do you mind if I move the mic a little closer to you?
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry, and I hope this doesn't mess up.
Oh, no, no. All right.
Okay.
Well, now you're gonna hear me tuning.
And I'm gonna try to belt this one a little bit, vocal wise.
Oh, are you?
I mean, not belt it, but
Good.
I don't want to get. You guys know, singers among us, you can either do the falsetto note or try to hit it in your chest voice, and some of them are a little iffy, but
We got this.
We got it.
Ready? All right, Sweet Little Bird. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sweet little bird, tell me why do you know I got one stone in my pocket, I got two in my gunny sack. When I hear you whistle up the valley, oh, I'll soon be coming back. Sweet little bird, me all day digging in the sun, hoping to somehow strike a vein. When I hear you whistle up the valley, you know I'll be home before the rain. Sweet little bird, sweet little bird, funny little bird, sweet little bird.
All right, Sweet Little Bird there by Luminous Crush. So you've been going for almost a decade, and I will say there's a lot of bands that have probably come and gone at the time that you guys have been a band. What's the secret to the longevity? How have you kept going and seeming to continue to create new albums for yourselves and continue to tour and just be a really healthy, thriving band? What's the secret to that?
It helps that Laura and I love each other,
We love
and that
each
we've been
other.
partners for many, many years.
Yeah.
Not just musical, but
We've been through a lot together, and
have.
we love singing together. I've never, I can't go back to singing without Bay. I don't think I guess I could, but it doesn't feel right. So
no, yeah, we still have room for like solo projects and other
Yeah.
side things or whatever, but we do just end up keeping on coming back to each other because I think we do really work well together. Our vocals and our songwriting styles, they just end up being compatible, and it's really
Yeah.
easy. It just feels natural.
it does.
And
fun.
yeah, it's scary as heck to try to get up there and play a solo show, but then when I have Laura by my side, it's just a whole lot easier.
It's just fun. Yeah.
She takes a lot of the hard work away from me.
I think we like a lot of times I'll come up with a song that's pretty simple. I write a lot of the songs very straightforward, like on a ukulele or a guitar. I show it to Bay. We put it in the studio, and Bay makes my songs pop in a way that I can't imagine it really could. It's like, it like sprinkles some fairy dust on it or something. I don't know what you do, really. Something like that.
I just love being like in the studio.
It's a
you know?
nice.
I just love
It just feels great, and all of a sudden I feel like you elevate. The partnership is just it's good. It's good.
It sure is.
Yeah,
And we're
That's it. I
gonna
guess that's the
continue
secret.
for a
Yeah.
long, long time. I
Yeah.
think. In fact, I think we'd said it before, but we are making a new album right now. We're like
Working on another one.
12 songs deep into a new album.
Oh,
and we
wow,
have to
12
put the,
songs deep into a new album.
We have to-
You've completed another album.
basically, we have to put the brakes on ourselves because
We can't go over 44 minutes.
we
right?
can't. We've learned if we want to have vinyl pressing, we
Right.
cannot go over
Right.
44.
Now you're doing 1.5 minute long songs.
We could do
and
shorter
just let it
songs,
all
yeah,
in,
yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Little sampler.
Yeah.
When's this other album going to come out, or is that?
Well,
Probably a couple months, I would say.
Wow.
What? We could release it like in a couple weeks if we wanted to.
that's true. But we gotta like.
I've been playing a lot of drums lately, and I
Oh,
finally
yeah.
figured out a technique to miking them. So I'm just like in the studio all the time with my drums.
So
when
we
I'm not
have a
working,
drummer,
which
but unfortunately the drummer is also the guitar player and the lead singer.
that's why
so-
we need one.
But is your day job in music engineering?
No, I wish it was. That would be such a dream. I just do that for fun. But no, I do have a job that not takes away, but it doesn't offer as much free time at home doing the studio work that I'd like to do. So when I get days off, that's all I want to do. And besides that, I'm watching Premier League. And
Right, obviously. I shared the same affliction.
We
I
talked
figured you
about
might.
that earlier. Yeah, Bob too.
Oh, Bob
Was
was
it-
getting involved in the football chat?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I also, go back to the longevity question. You said earlier on you two are a bit competitive with each other. Do you think that kind of feeds into the whole thing? The reason why, well, one, you're so prolific, and and two, that you work so well together?
Yeah.
You're trying to like outright
I don't
each
think
other.
we mean to. It's just that like
No, we do. It's like straight up one for one. If Laura writes more songs than me, I'm like, I gotta represent
I
a little
know.
bit
Then I
harder.
start getting a little pouty because like then you get ahead of me and I gotta I gotta
Exactly.
think of more songs.
Yeah, but the studio's at my house.
I know.
So I have the advantage there.
Do you have similar writing styles, or do you have to be in the same place to be writing, or have you got two very different writing styles from each other?
I think probably all.
I think really more differently though. I mostly write on like an acoustic instrument. I
Right.
think you do a lot of writing at the. Don't you do a lot of it like?
Yeah, I think
In
our
the
approaches
studio?
are definitely
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Like I just come up with more of like a riff based or
Yeah.
chord progression based kind of thing, but yours is more like a fully
Yeah.
composed song right out off the bat, I feel.
I don't think we actually have written a song together like.
Well, on our first album we did, like sit
Been a long
down and
time.
you would do
Yeah.
the verse and I would do the chorus.
What we do
or-
is we bring them to each other and then we kind of add to each other's songs.
That's more of
like
our-
that's
that's more
what
the
kind of
approach now.
happens. Yeah.
Because you have a home recording setup, does that mean everything that you write gets recorded, or is there ever you're like, we're not going to record that one? That one's either just for us, or
Oh yeah, we have
maybe
a lot
we'll
of.
take
a
that
lot
one
of
back.
really cringy. No, I think I do like put everything out there, even the worst ones.
There's some fun stuff on my voice memo that
Me too.
no one will may ever hear, but there's it's fun to go back through and.
Like that's got possibilities, but yeah, no. Anything we sit down to actually produce in the studio, we end up putting it on an album of some sort, I think.
And
Which
I
is
see-
good or bad, I don't know.
And you've also started a podcast as well. So not only the music is all getting recorded, or I'm guessing the conversations you're having in the studio is also getting recorded. How did that get started?
Bay is a podcast.
I'm a
like,
huge
nerd.
fan of podcasts.
And then it's
I
like,
love
let's
them.
they're just like, let's start our own. So, okay.
I used to work for the United States Postal Service as a rural carrier, so while driving around all day delivering mail, it's like I had to have something to listen to. And music is nice, but I like to listen to conversations too. So I just got into all sorts of crazy comedy podcasts, and I wanted to do my own. So I figured, hey, I have this studio, and all I got to do is get a couple more mics and put a table that we can all sit around and talk. So we did.
We did.
Yeah, that's
It's fun.
lovely.
We're on episode number 10.
Okay.
And we mostly have been interviewing friends of ours in the local music scene. We did interview Al Stahaley of the supergroup Spirit.
Yes.
1970s. And he happened to be in town and a friend of a friend. So he came over and sat in our kitchen with our dogs, knocking over his guitar and stuff. And it was really fun.
He was a good sport.
Yeah, no, it's super fun. It helps us create a community because where we live, it's we love to live in a place like Burlington where I was talking with you before, Keegan.
Mm-hmm.
Keegan was telling me, talking about she has a band here, Cows on the Moon, and how supportive this community is, and because
And what a talented, artistic
and
scene up here
it's
in
all
general.
around you, and it's
crazy.
really supportive. Where we are, it's hard to connect with so having the podcast, we bring the people in, we talk, we connect with our peers, and it's like it multiplies our energy, multiplies because we, and we're not like super social people, and we don't go out unless we're gigging. We're like, we're home watching Premier League or,
It's good to have a reason to just get.
So now we get together, and-
Yeah, you have a reason
Yeah.
to sit down and have a conversation, and it's like, it's fun to just sit around and bullshit when you're not on the microphone. Obviously, that's what we do. That's what people have been doing for years and years and years. But if you have something fun to talk about,
Yeah.
and you got some interesting people to bring in, so I say, yeah.
And is it musicians primarily you're bringing in as well? So
Yeah.
you can kind of also maybe, do have a little jam session or whatever.
For sure.
afterwards.
We've
Yep.
done that, yeah.
We do a lot of live
Yeah.
recordings too, and
Yeah.
put them on the appropriate ones.
And we're
yeah.
talking about like tonight, we're talking about something that we're all really interested in, music,
Right.
and it's fun to talk about.
And we do characters and have a little bit of fun too.
Sometimes we go a little.
A little cuckoo.
Oh, I'll have to give it a listen. at some point.
Don't listen to the first couple episodes.
Okay.
We're
start on
we're
three.
told Abby not to listen to the first two.
Don't.
Well, we're kind of coming up against the end of the show,
Okay.
but before I let you play your last song, where can people find you? And you, as you said, you got a ton of gigs coming up over the next few months. So let us know where can people come watch you?
Geez, when is our next one? I always look to the one in the future, and that's this right now. This feels like a
Yes.
gig to me, so this is the one that's in my brain.
This was on the website as well. I was happy to see that
right
Big
on.
Heavy World was added.
So we could.
Oh, the library.
Okay.
Thank you, Keegan. Thanks for telling
Yep.
me.
So Manchester, Vermont,
coming
watch
up.
out. We're coming on was it June 18th.
Library. I work at the
May
library
18th.
too.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, you can. You
Everybody just go to our website, luminouscrush.com.
You can find us our web. I know a lot of people don't go to websites anymore, but we do have our shows up there, and we are pretty active on our Instagram account. So follow us, Luminous Crush Instagram.
We even have a TikTok, but we barely have any content on there.
We have a TikTok.
Luminous Crush
yeah,
TikTok. But isn't there something about? Never mind. Forget it.
Yeah. No, yeah. TikTok.
Follow
is,
you before it gets banned.
That's what I was about to say. I don't know how current we want to be, but whatever.
All right. Well, as I said, we've got time for one more song. Sorry, you were going to say something else?
No. I think we're ready. I think we'd love to play you another song, and thank you for having
Yeah,
us.
thank you
of
so
course.
much.
All y'all
Tom
here.
and
Thank
everybody.
you.
This is great.
Thank you so much
Nice
for
to
coming
be
in.
here.
It's
It's
been an absolute
beautiful.
pleasure.
Well, here's one called Ghosts in the Homestead. And it's a song about kind of a mystery that you're living in a haunted house, but the question is, are you the one that's haunting the house that you live in? I think there's a movie about it or something.
Yeah, there was a movie about that. I
Sixth
think.
Sense.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, that's the one. Anyway.
It's a common theme.
I thought it was original. No, I'm kidding. Ready?
I think so.
1, 2, 1, 2.
After the rain, there was such a peaceful breeze in the morning. Through the walls in my room, I can hear the peaceful sound of your snoring. You'll be mine forever. I'll be yours forever. We will be where we are. We will see what we are. Ghosts in the homestead, yeah. 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 Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. After the rain, there was such a peaceful breeze in the morning. Through the walls in my room, I could see the quiet tears of your morning. You'll be mine forever. I'll be yours forever. We will see where we are. We will see what we are. Ghosts in the homestead, yeah. 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 Ghosts in the homestead, yeah.
All right, Luminous Crush playing us out with Ghosts in the Homestead. Guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for
We're
having
so happy to be here. Thank you.
at the Rocket Show.
More than welcome. Best of luck with your tour. I would say come back in when your next album's out, but maybe give it a few more months.
A little too soon.
That's imminent. Maybe two albums from now, which I'm
Alrighty.
sure we'd be about by December or something.
Let's have a special. We'd love to. Thank you
hope
so
so.
much for having us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, catch us in 2 weeks' time. Abby? 2 weeks' time when we've got Audrey Pearl coming in. But for now, this has been WOMLP operating out of Burlington, 105.9 The Radiator. It's been The Rocket Shop. I've been your host, Tom Proctor, and good night.
Cool. Thank you guys. Thanks, all.
Yeah,
Oh, thanks.